we're a little bit past the initial cutscene, but nothing really important. All the good stuff is still to come. This isn't well, I don't know how obvious it is, but this is not live commentary. I'm actually doing this one after the fact. I'm not exactly okay. So initially, this will just be a first impressions kind of thing, but I'm trying to figure out what is going on with my YouTube integration. None of my broadcasts, none of my streams are uploading to my channel. So I've been going back to making more of these kind of post edited videos, which I don't really mind. I probably generally like that content better, but it takes up way more of my time. So I don't. Hopefully, I can figure something out to facilitate making content a little bit better. And I'll still be playing Remnant 2, kind of going back and forth between those two. My goal is to beat Apocalypse difficulty. Maybe hardcore veteran, but I don't know. We'll see. Nothing through here is really confounding in any way. I was really anxious that even the moving was going to be unnecessarily complicated, just the boosting and stuff like that. And I'm still I have a hard time pushing something like a trigger to make it last as an effect. You'll kind of see that I had to play with how to get the boost to stop. And so, like, certain things being held down, but it does, aside from the guns, it seems like most of the interactions are pushing buttons instead of holding them. And so that, I think, will be a little bit of an adjustment, a couple little growing pains. So like there you see you got the boost on, and so I was trying to, like, if you push it, would it go off? But no. So basically you just gotta let go of the joystick. And that's sort of what I was just trying to figure out. I mean, the weapons are just the shoulder buttons. It would be nice if the ammo HUD was in the ammo information and like reloading and all of that stuff was in the top right. I feel like I kind of gravitate to that part of the screen a little bit more. So far, I think the two things that are going to be challenging is absorbing the information on the screen effectively, and mobility, I guess. I mean, just getting good at the movement is going to be a way bigger deal in this game than, obviously like Elden Ring and I mean maybe even Sekiro. Sekiro was a lot about just kind of staying moving unless you were parry lunatic. Um, this is where we really start to get more of a feel for it, and it is and just changing that kind of that speedy dodge to the square, that just flying around with X and just hitting that with the tip of your thumb. That's great. That is just fantastic interaction, whatever you want to call it.
Picking up signals from AC Rex. Follow the markers.
I think this will probably be one of the things that gives me the most difficulty. Is the assault boost? Yeah, especially in fights. The boss fight coming up, I really needed to rely on that more. But any interaction where you are like clicking, well, and there again, so like that's the thing. It is not. I have this tendency to want to hold the joystick in while I press it, and that's not what you got to do. They probably do that so that you don't just jam the joystick into the into the controller. But it's going to be one of those things. Gotta be a little bit engaged with what the controller is doing and how to not just squeeze the thing.
Extract the pilot data. I'll analyze it from my end.
I mean, in the little bit that I've played it,
This one's already expired.
I think really like 30 or 40 minutes so far. It's butter. It is so smooth. So smooth. And I mean, I expected it to be, but I can
What?
I can like feel once I start interacting with the controls as I'm supposed to, like, oh, and that right there.
Keep a low profile.
So that,
Breathing down our necks.
all right, little interruption, but that right there, that is so, like, they managed to get that little like dragon flying through the sky, they still managed to squeeze that little motif in there. So that was very cool. That was very cool.
Corp license.
So once I actually am, like clicking the buttons, clicking the controls rather than just squeezing and button mashing, basically, I can tell how like just smooth and articulate and well done all of the controls are. This is going to be such a fun game to play, but brutal. I mean, that first boss, and again, like a lot of that is just going to be because once I started using the assault boost, it's not to say it was easy, but it was doable. Without it, I was barely making a dent in the thing. So remembering what tools are in the toolbox, how to... Okay, so that's what the reticle is. Is that right? Okay, so on the left side, we got... Yeah, that's what that little refill. Okay, so it does tell you.
Deal with him, 61.
Well done. Well done, FromSoft. Okay, so that's gonna be your little shortcut for what's what. And I assume one of those is... Okay, yeah. So it doesn't really look like anything in the reticle is giving you the information of your energy or anything like that. Yeah, those are all enemy units. Okay. We're learning. See, now I'm just having too much fun watching.
Outnumbered 6-1. Use your missiles.
I mean, I am nothing if not a From Software fan. You know, this game really feels like it is going to be gratifying to get good. This almost feels like Monster Hunter.
Let's see about this license.
You know, starting out fairly simple, fairly, you know, get the rhythm, get the basics, but then once you really spend some time with it, you can just get nasty.
Rec 621. Transmitting marker. Go and check it out.
So I think here I kind of, yeah, was wanting to... I knew the boss fight was coming up, so I wanted to have some idea as to... Yeah, so that red bar is filling up. Managing that energy bar is, again, going to be a much
Catapult to get some altitude.
more important thing than I would usually consider in a FromSoft title. Now we got it figured out.
That's it. Try accessing the rack.
And so we're about half a health bar down. one repair kit down,
Call sign.
and
What?
yeah, all of a sudden you just see some floodlights.
I'm in no mood to pick a fight with the PCA.
And then that's what happens.
But it doesn't matter. Take it out now and they won't have enough to ID you.
One repair kit remaining.
So that stagger bar, that yellow bar filling up at the top,
My children
that,
50%.
that was an invisible bar in Sekiro, or in Elden Ring. I think it was a HUD,
AP at 50%.
like life bar. Well, similar to this as it is, but really, I mean, just the difference maker. Which I suppose, arguably, same for Elden Ring. Certainly the same for Sekiro. Trying to kind of use some cover there, but ate my missiles instead. Barely even a quarter of his life bar down. This one goes a little better.
Registration number RB23. Rank fits the bill. Call sign. What? Looks like they were onto you after all. No mood to pick a
Try to
fight
get
with
some
the
of those
PCA.
melee hits. We're already doing a little bit better.
Take it out now and they won't have enough to ID you.
But then the problem became, like, I just could not catch up to him
Mobility in the air.
to hit him with my beam, my blade, rather. And so on the next one is when I really started using the assault boost and could get some hits off, but otherwise,
2 repair kits.
and just like look at how much that fills that stagger bar. So keeping that pressure on, getting that timing, it's gonna be the name of the game. Yeah, so I'm just still like doing a bunch of manual boosts, tanking damage.
AP at 50%.
Oh yeah, big invisible wall. What? Yeah, I mean, I would have hoped boss arenas would be a little more kind of like fog walled off. Either that or really. And again, that might just be what facilitates the performance. I know Elden Ring on PC from day one had like stuttering issues and open world graphical issues. A good bit of that was probably because of no invisible walls, no boundaries. So whatever. I mean, I guess it's a trade-off.
Call sign. What? Looks like they were onto you after all. I'm in no mood to pick a fight with the PCA. But it doesn't matter. Take it out now and they won't have enough to ID you.
So I don't think I have the kick move, but I believe. Oh, see right there. It's just being able to make that effective. There it is. So now I believe the damage, like the health bar damage, just goes up quite a bit. So needing to stay aggressive, but that'll That'll come with practice. Probably get some training missions under the belt, try to get some new equipment, do this mission a few more times.
Use your mobility in the air to get clear of explosions on the ground.
1 repair kit remaining.
I feel like even just a lot of this is just remembering what the controls are, what buttons do what, when to hit what. Getting a feel for the space, just all of that. But that got it. That got it. So now it's going to go into some lore, some story, so I'm just going to cut the commentary here. There's a little training mission after that, but nothing major. So once it gets through this, I'll just kind of let that play, not really, like I said, anything important, and I'll be making lots of content out of this.
Coral, a sublime substance. Discovered on Rubicon, a planet on the frontier of developed space. For a time, coral was a revolutionary energy resource and data conduit, poised to transform human society by leaps and bounds. They called it the Fires of Ibis, a storm of flame that tore through the stars, leaving lethal contamination in its wake. Coral, the kindling, was thought to have been utterly consumed, forever lost. However, on Rubicon, the embers continued to burn. Humanity would inevitably return to stoke the fire.